Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney. If you're new here, I do beauty and lifestyle videos. I like to incorporate some makeup and motivation talks as well. This is a kind of a new series, so I'm gonna be sitting down doing my makeup and just doing a little chit chat with you guys, reflecting on 2024 and also the goals about 2025, the mindset shift that I have going into 2025, and the things that I'm carrying from 2024 into 2025 with me as far as like lessons learned, goals, and all of that. So if you guys are interested in watching that, please stay tuned. So I'm going to start off with this Milk Makeup Glow Primer I love so much. I've been using this on my face like every single day. This year has revealed so many things to us as a whole, as a people, if you will. Like, we are just learning and growing and all of that, but I have been pivoting in different routes that I didn't even think that I would, learning different things from different people, and it's been really beneficial but kind of overwhelming, right? So I signed up for like a bunch of different courses. So the top of the year, I actually left my job after a while, and I do miss it there sometimes, but at the same time, I know I had to leave for my greater benefit, specifically more for my mental health. And just to give you a little bit of background, my background is in cybersecurity. I worked as a project manager, and while I had great opportunities there and was able to work with really great teams, I really felt in my heart that it wasn't meant for me for the rest of my life. Basically, over this past year, there have been so many opportunities of learning and growth, and I'm so grateful for that because it's put me into new spaces and rooms that I never even knew I'd be a part of, and I'm grateful for it. However, I have been like kind of lost in the sauce when it comes to things, especially when it comes to this new business. Like, I just kind of been trying to figure things out as I went, and then I was like so afraid to even make my first sale on any products. I was like, how am I gonna do this? My whole thing with my blog and my business was the intent of helping others in the most valuable way. And when I first started out my blog, I wanted it to be a food blog, where I offered recipes and all this stuff. And while that was a great way to, or a great idea, I guess, to initiate the business, it took a lot of effort to get things off the ground running. And I will say this, like, food blogging is not for the faint of heart. Like, one, groceries cost a lot. Two, you are busy a lot with that because not only are you doing the cooking, if you don't have an editor, you're also doing the editing, you're doing the shooting, and all that stuff. So I was doing like everything by myself, and I was like the most frustrating shit ever. But at the same time, I was like, well, maybe I can, you know, like, I don't know. I just kind of figured things out as I went and was like, okay, let me just see where this goes. Because right now I'm in a space where I had to pivot because it was getting so exhausting. Now I do have some pretty cool recipes that I developed on my blog, but I do feel like there's so much more room for improvement in regards to my editing and everything like that. So lesson number one is to delegate tasks when and where you can, as early as possible, once you realize that there's a lot of time and everything that goes in there where you could be spending elsewhere. As a business owner, I'm now realizing that. So I wanted to make sure that I was good in regards to compliance and everything beforehand. So I didn't even like put out any positions or anything like that because I was like, I don't think I can hire until like way later. But anyway, I am now in a position to where I'm pivoting into more digital products and things like that, and offering up items from what I've learned along the way, and feel like it's headed me in a direction where I am more sound in my mind in regards to where the direction of the blog is going, what I actually see for its future, and things of that nature. Because right now it's like, girl, I don't know where the fuck I know that like last year I was so grateful because I received blessings to be able to like initiate everything like that, because I was just like, I need to focus on this full time. And then it also allowed me to get time for more like mental health help because one of the things that I really struggle with is anxiety, and I had to like step back from everything because I was going like constantly last year, and I almost like lost my fucking mind. Like everything was going so rapid, and I don't know how to describe it. I can't go into too much because it was like previous employment, but like I was extremely stressed out based off of everything that was going on. I was getting extremely stressed out at work and just everything, so I had to step away for my mental health. And I'm glad that I did that because it's allowed me time to be able to, and space to be able to just grow as a person rather than like worried about other things that I didn't have the capacity for at the time. Now, while I am grateful for those opportunities and spaces, I am glad that I am, you know, more independent role now to be able to just grow as a person individually. I'm just trying to learn as I go because I'm not perfect. But I do know that there's like ample opportunity on the other side of things if you just take a leap of faith. And that's exactly what I had to do. As an individual, I had to like go for my dreams. I knew if I didn't do it then when, you know what I mean? And I'm 34 years old. So, you know, not saying that's old. I'm not old, but I do feel like it's a good time to pivot. I don't have kids yet, but it is just one of those things of like, how am I going to do this? I had a lot of things happen earlier this year. Oh my God, I forgot to put highlighter underneath my eye. Wow. It's okay. I'm going to go without today. Oh my God, I'm messing up my makeup. I'm going to see if I can fix this. Hold on. I had to pivot from everything and just work things out. And I'm grateful that I was able to, but I'm like also like, oh, what does next year have in store? I'm still one of those people that actually has imposter syndrome really bad too. And I know I shouldn't because I feel like I've achieved a lot thus far and I'm grateful for the opportunities. I'm just trying to learn as I go, you know? I really just I lean on God for everything because I'm like, if I can't figure it out on my own, then I'm sure God got me. I gotta figure this out, you know what I mean? So that was one of the things that I had to do earlier this year is really lean on God and faith and fight the imposter syndrome because I was like, this isn't gonna stop me from achieving my goals, like my own self-limiting beliefs and everything like that. I had to really test myself and see if I was going to actually like go for the things that I said I wanted. And I'm grateful because I feel like these are going to open even more doors for me. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how life is all playing out, but I know that God got me. And that's one of the main things that I had to keep focused in my head all this year. I was like, God got you. You be okay. Y'all, I went through so many things though, between getting a divorce, going out on my own and just learning new things and new spaces and just having faith. And I'm so grateful because it's given me some peace and clarity that I needed in my life. It's been a journey, right? But like ultimately I know that all of this has been to learn and grow. And another thing is you gravitate towards more people like that when you're in that space of like peace and like you are goal oriented and ready for the next thing because you just don't know where life is headed. And you know, a lot of people, I don't know, they kind of lean on each other in moments, like in community spaces like that, because, you know, we can all be stressed about the similar things in life and then just not be transparent to each other about it. So it's good to have community spaces that build, uplift each other and help each other grow, because I'm like in a space where I don't really know. I don't really know what's next, right? But I do feel as though the next step ahead is the right step. So I'm praying that everything works out for the next season. I'm also praying that new opportunities are ahead, because I do feel like my blog will grow into the thing that I envision it to be. But I had to like clarify my vision even further, because first of all, the websites that everyone has nowadays aren't being like used unless, you know, people really know about it. It's been around for a while. It has a lot of traffic and things like that. So building that reputation online and status online is difficult, but learning the tools to do it, taking the courses, all of the things has really been helping me to, you know, learn and grow in digital marketing in this space. But whoa, it's been hard like at the same time, because I don't really know. So I literally have to talk myself through all of this stuff. And I want to tell you the same thing. So when you're going through anxiety or the motions of a new pivot and things like that, talk yourself through it. Like, talk out loud if you need to. Like, tell yourself you're going to be okay, and then speak those affirmations, not just over and over just for the sake of that, but like really believe in it when you say it and know that you can do anything. Just making sure that you have a plan somewhat in place, it leans forward the notion that you want to move into a different direction. So I think it's important to clarify those goals as well, because that's something I had a hard time doing this year, and it's caused me to pivot. Like, I even had to go through a name change. It was a pain in the ass. Like, I don't even want to have to go through that. But something to note, making sure your business name is fully established in the beginning is important, because it might be a pain later on changing it. That's just the way it is, you know? So I am also thinking about how life has really transformed internally for me. Like, I feel like more confident in what I do, but at the same time I'm like, I don't really know. I don't really know what's next, but I'm grateful regardless, because I'm like, okay, I think I'm okay, you know? But I do have my worries. I do have my stressors like any other person, you know? So one thing that's really just been keeping me focused and aligned with all of that is just trying to keep my goals oriented to what I'm focused on. So month to month, I will actually write down goals. And sometimes those goals may go a little bit over, to be honest, because sometimes I don't have everything ready and in place. And that's just being honest with myself. So sometimes I have to like pivot because of that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not ready for that. But that's when you also have to realize that other people are in the space of business and things like that to be able to help you. So you invest in that knowledge and growth to be able to do just that. Now, coaching and all that can be expensive. You know, it can be a lot, but at the same time, I do find that there's still opportunity and room to grow if just, you know, try to gather as much information as possible in the spaces that you can. Feel better about yourself when you do. You'll feel more confident in the way you move, and you'll be able to pivot accordingly if you need to, and feel confident doing that on your own. And that's one of the things that I had to learn is it's okay to pivot if you need to. If things aren't quite clear, if things aren't quite making sense, it's better to do the pivot earlier, but it's also way better to ask for help from somebody that's been doing it. And that's one of the things that I've been doing is like meeting other entrepreneurs and trying to be in these spaces of just growing and learning where I can. I'm also trying to become better at speaking, and I'm trying to take on more like speaking opportunities in 2025 for this very reason, because I feel like I have a lot to say, but at the same time I'm like, I hope there's value in the things that I'm saying, because sometimes I'm like talking and I'm like, I don't know if I'm making fucking sense. But the truth of the matter is, like, it's gonna hit to the right person, right? Like, it just depends on who your audience is, who's looking for the information, things like that. And I do feel like the people that want the value will click on it, and then if they don't see value on it, they just won't come back. One of the things I was so adamant about is adding value to people's life, and then every single aspect of that, because, you know, I will help the right individuals that gravitate towards me, but like being perfect and on everything is just really hard to do sometimes. It is one of those things where I'm like, I kind of get weary, like, am I really adding value to someone's life, or is it just me talking, you know what I mean? And I hope that I am, just based off of what I've learned and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard sometimes. I don't know, I feel like this year I need a closer mirror because I can't see a damn thing. Right now I'm just kind of navigating this new space and era as well, and I'm growing as an individual, and I'm trying to build out things too at the same time, because it's constantly building, right? You're constantly building something, you're constantly trying to grow, but at the same time it's like, and you feel like God is calling you to something, by the way, answer the call, because the opportunity may not come around again. And if it does, hopefully it does. It should. Usually if it's destined, it will. Answer the call earlier, because I made the mistake of not answering my call back in like 2016. I took a gap year, and that was one of the hardest, or gap year. I took like 4 years actually, but I had to do that because I was working full-time in corporate, and they were kind of frowning upon like social media at the time, if you had like a social media presence and everything. So I had to be mindful of that, and I had to kind of sacrifice myself for the job. But at the same time, you know, I needed that opportunity to be able to create the things that I need to do now. So I'm grateful for those opportunities, because it still granted me this. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what's next, you know? One thing is, though, optimism will take you far. Just having hope and faith, and just remembering to breathe. I know that sounds so silly, but I, like, when I have really bad anxiety, I've had anxiety attacks, all that, but that is usually because I'm like holding my breath in those moments and I feel like I'm gonna pass the fuck out, right? My heart starts beating really fast and start tremors. Like, I get such bad anxiety that I like get shaky around individuals. I start feeling their energy. It's really weird. Like, yesterday I was at the grocery store and I'm just like, why am I trembling? Because like somebody's energy around me was just, I don't know, but it made me like anxious and I had to like get out. It's really difficult sometimes because you're like, when you just know that like things can be better, and when you feel in your heart that things are okay overall and you're fine, there's always some like like some little nagging in your ear just telling you negative shit, and you got to try to block it out when and where you can. So it can be difficult, but I would recommend just continuing to try to do just that, because it can be hard. It can be really hard. I don't know, man. Like, you just have to find the confidence from within. But I also say lean on God more than anything. Lean on God, because your faith, you don't have to be religious. I'm not religious, but I am spiritual. And I do believe in a higher power. So for me, I like to lean on that the most when I am feeling weak, if you will, or not as well as I should. Mental health is real. So in 2025, prioritizing mental health is definitely one of the things that I'm going to be doing, and just trying to journal more. Like, I journal every day now, but I want to like incorporate even more, because I have a lot of things like to write about, and stories that I want to tell from my past, things that I've learned from like traumatic experiences that I've been through, and things that I don't feel super comfortable talking about in front of camera, but something that I would probably talk about in like a book or something like that later on. I don't know, something if somebody's interested in that. But I do feel like those kind of stories help other people, which is why I would decide to do that, because it's something that could help somebody get out of a space of discomfort or hurt or pain. That's the kind of value that I want to bring. I'm also a big advocate for like meditation and like yoga practices, things of that nature, and I'm actually planning to get my yoga certification at the top of the year, so I'm really excited about that. I signed up for this new course and I'm really excited because I'll be taking that top of January to get that going. But yeah, aside from that, it's just been a lot of learning, growing, and building as I go. I also have been reading like nonstop. I have a ton of books that I recommend. I'm actually going to make a separate video for this. Probably the next video I do, I'm going to make a video on this. But 2024 transformative books that have really helped me in my journey. I'm also realizing it's really hard to do your makeup and talk at the same time. I'm using the Fenty lip gloss, by the way. Alright, so I'm really... What was I saying? I lost track of what I was saying. I'm so sorry. Oh, books. So I made a list of books that I loved over the years. If you guys want to check out, my link is in the description. Basically, those books have changed my life and have really helped me a lot navigate in this new space. So I highly recommend. I also did like a mind map, roadmap, if you will. I'll insert a picture here of like how the books kind of correlate to each transition. I did like a 10-step phased transition of, you know, from envision to like envisioning the dream, whatever goal you have, to, you know, actually getting it done and like accomplished, but like also the steps to get there. So I even put like the last step is to give back, because I also find that super important. You want to pay it forward when and where you can. So I'll have that list in the description box if you guys want to check it out. Oh, I also want to mention I had some really crazy stuff happen, personal stuff in general this year, that has really kind of like made me look at life a little different and like really put the pause button on certain things. So really cherishing the moments with family and friends that support you and love you, and just being around positive individuals. It doesn't even have to be bloodline family, it could be family that you create, but I especially find that important around the holidays. If you're having a hard time being by yourself, is to find someone that you can confide in and, you know, reach out, say hello, happy holidays, and hopefully spark a conversation. You don't have to tell them everything if you don't feel like it, but it's just good to have connections, so that way you don't feel super isolated. Because I will say I spent a lot of time in isolation this year, and I had to for mental health reasons, but I also had to press the pause button when things happen, like emergency situations, things like that. And I'm grateful that I spent that time with family, you know. And while things were hard and it was really challenging at times, it taught me to just, it's okay to take a pause button from things, a moment for yourself to be able to take care of things that matter to you most. So making sure that you're taking time out for yourself, aside from your ambitious ventures, whatever they be, if it's a business, whatever it is, just making sure that you're spending that time trying to build your not just foundation, but the connections around you as well. That support system will keep you going, especially when times are hard. Like, I lean on God majority of the time. Also, making sure you press the pause button for yourself from time to time if you need to. Meditate when you need to, do whatever you need, but it's really important because and you have to step away. Sometimes you just have to step away. And, you know, I will say because of that, like 2024 definitely brought its challenges, but I'm grateful for the outcomes of it all. But there were some very scary, scary times where I don't know what the fuck I was headed into, but we're here now. So I'm grateful that everything worked out, but it was one of those things I had to reflect on because things were very scary at a certain time frame as well. So I have this light just beaming on my face now. Dang it. All right, I think I'm just gonna end the video here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this makeup and motivation video. It was a pretty chill, relaxed video, but I wanted to get to know you guys a little bit better and share more of my views, values, and things that I had going on in my life, the lessons learned, and what we got going in 2025. So 2025 I'm super excited about. Like I said, I will list the books that I recommend from 2024 and even before that, because I read a lot of those books before that too, but I come back to them from time to time. I'll list them below in the description if you guys are interested. But other than that, it was great talking to you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!